Hey everyone, hope you're having a good day. My name's Andy. The channel's Finding Value. Today we're going to do our daily technical analysis update of commodities. We'll work our way through the dollar, yields, precious metals, and commodities ETFs that I follow. I'm going to interject my financial opinions as we go through it. And if you need help with anything, check out finding-value.com. That's where I dive deeper into the individual companies, individual sectors, and share my opinions a lot more freely than what I do with just the daily updates here. We still have the coupon code LEAP, L-E-A-P. It's 50% off the first month if you want to try a monthly membership, and it's a larger discount on the yearly membership if you'd like to swap from a monthly to a yearly or just sign up for a yearly right off the bat. All right, let's go through here and see what's going on. We've got the DXY slightly lower today, but in all honesty, I think the momentum is still to the upside, and it still looks good to continue higher until we get some strong selling pressure, which we do not have at this moment. Yields are still continuing to work their way on up. So we worked our way on up, hit our head, and this would be bullish if we can post a bottom here. And today we do have a bullish setup. It could be a bullish piercing pattern where we opened lower, and then throughout the day we made our way up above the 50th percentile of the candlestick before it, which is a bullish piercing candlestick, which could easily mean that we have a bottoming pattern. We could go up on the 2-year yield. The 10-year yield also up today, and we've been working our way up, and this could be a inverted flag pattern. It could be. That's what this flag is there. But today, we're stronger, and we'll see if we can punch through. And then the 30-year yield, we're right on support, and it still looks good to go higher. I see lots of big green candlesticks, all intermixed with small little red candlesticks. That's generally what I look for a potential move higher. The opposite is true. You start getting the big red candlesticks if we're going to go lower, and then small green candlesticks. So it still looks good to go higher, in my opinion, for yields. TYX, TNX ratio, literally just moving sideways. We are still inverted, very much so. And this is one of the longest inverted yield curves. I think it is the longest inverted yield curve on a monthly basis. Will it continue to stay inverted? It sure looks like it at this moment, and I don't see it uninverting yet. TLT bond prices slightly lower today, and we're right on that support resistance line for bond prices. And then going on to gold, gold is up irrespective of what yields we're doing today. We did have a slightly weaker dollar. Which direction is this going to go? Kind of an interesting setup here. We've broken to the upside of this little wedge pattern, but we've got two powerful reversal candlesticks that is trying to drive this lower. We'll call those candlesticks JP Morgan. Maybe, we'll see. But today, it's not a huge up day. We're up $12 an ounce. It's next to these large selling pressure candlesticks that we've got, but yet we're sitting on top of a pattern here. So this can go either direction here. And I'm going to hold my judgment at this point because it truly could go either direction. If I were to make a guess, I still think we're game to go higher. That is my guess. And I think that there was outside participation that occurred in these days, because generally when you break to the upside of something like this, you don't see this rapid selling pressure move. And a lot of this occurs in like 0.0 seconds, which makes it even look worse. Like something's behind it. But I still think we have the potential to move on up. Silver also right on support. It looks pretty good. And there we are. You could say it's resistance on a monthly candlestick, but weekly we're right on support. Let's see if we can get some momentum to the upside. If we can generate that momentum, I think we could get a big move to the upside here. Platinum, we are up a little bit today. I do think it's probably going to bottom here at some point, and hopefully we can work our way on up. And we're just kind of basing out for what seems like forever. I mean, we've been in this general location all the way since 2018. We've been in that location. I've been buying all these pullbacks too. Palladium is up $13.50 an ounce. I think we are bottoming here, and we could see a potential move to the upside. And this is a reversal candlestick or reversal pattern that we've got here, and this is just the retest. XAU to gold ratio, we are up a little bit today. We still haven't broken anything of major importance yet. Big downtrend line that we have not broken, but it does look like we are trying to put in at least an effort here to try to move higher with this ratio where gold and silver mining companies could outperform gold itself. The CRB index with oil up today, looking fantastic. This was just a continuation pattern and a breakout to the upside. And I do think that this will continue higher with time. It looks absolutely fantastic. CRB to S&P 500, we are also seeing outperformance of commodities, and I think this is about to accelerate to the upside. At least that is my hope of what is going to occur, because that's what it is signaling from a ratio perspective of how low we are with such great opportunity to move to the upside here. Lots of valuation runway. GDX up a little bit, not as much as gold itself, but looking pretty good for GDX. We're sitting on top of some support, and I'm expecting this to move up if gold and silver start to move on higher. GDXJ, same situation, right on support, hoping that we can get some momentum moving to the upside. And SILJ's also in the same situation, right on top of the trend line support. It still looks good to go higher. This is a bullish setup. And let's hope we can get some bullish price action here shortly. Crude oil looking good. We've got the big green candlesticks, the small red candlesticks, which is basically a little squeeze up falling wedge here, and we've broken that to the upside. I do think that we're going to work our way on up leading into summer, spring, summer. TTF nat gas also up a little bit today. We're right above support. I do think that this is eventually going to work its way on up, and we're right at the support level, basing out, ready to make a move slightly higher or sideways. Nat gas down a little bit in America. We do have a little bit of a glut on our hands, but I do think we're going to bottom here shortly. Give it some time, maybe over the next few months. Maybe it's a little longer than that, 6 months. We need to eat through some inventory, pull back some production, and eventually this will work its way on up. And then we'll start producing at greater quantities again. Our boy XOP, yeah, you know me, up 1.1%. We are eclipsing the neckline here. Big moves ahead of us, guys. Big moves. If crude oil starts to move, XOP and all these other ones are ones to watch. We still could get a return move, a retest of the breakout of the neckline. It is still possible, but I am just going to enjoy the ride. OIH, which is the energy service companies, also higher today. We do have a little wick at the top and a little bit of selling pressure towards the end of the day, but momentum higher. Higher, higher, higher. Looks good. And hopefully the momentum can continue. Sprott Physical Uranium Trust, a little bit of selling pressure today. Is this thing going to continue and break out, or are we going to break down? I don't know. Well, we need a couple more trading days to see what's going on. My first instinct when I look at this chart is that this is likely to go lower. That is my instinct and what I see right off the bat. Why do I say that? It's this big red candlesticks that are sticking out. The momentum drop, and then there's just no buying pressure. Like the buying pressure is just barely holding this thing up. But I could be wrong, and hopefully I am. But it still looks like we've got some downside left to it. URA also selling off a little bit today, and I just don't like seeing these big red candlesticks that keep showing up all over the place. Like we want to go lower and get a ABC correction, ABC correction, something on the lines of that. URNM also a little bit lower today. This is almost, let me put in more of a legit pattern here. Maybe this is a retest move where we head lower here. Very well could be. And then URNJ also selling off at resistance. Is this more of a shoulder, head, shoulder? I don't know if I'd go that far, but let's see what the next couple of trading days have in store. We do have a lot of selling pressure, though. All through here is all big red candlesticks. There's a little bit of fight here with the buyers, but the sellers could still be hanging around here, could easily push this lower if they come out of the woodworks. Tan, a little bit lower. It still looks like it's basing. Not much selling pressure today. Copper's doing that retest move. I think we've got long way ahead of us to the upside with copper. But in the short term, we very well could do a full retest, which is at $3.89, $3.90 roughly. COPX, the ETF, it still looks really good to go higher. I don't see a ton of selling pressure. I call that the bloody nose, where you get big green candlesticks with small selling pressure. A little bit of a continuation pattern is what I see at this time. LIT, which is the lithium ETF, some selling pressure here, which is surprising. We had a pretty good setup here, and we're still getting a little bit of selling pressure with probably higher yields. It doesn't like those higher yields. Some of these sectors are very sensitive to yields moving on up. REMX also down, and this one's another one that's real sensitive to yields. I don't think these companies make all that much money, a lot of them, and they're struggling right now with rare earth metal prices and lithium prices being down and with rates being up. S&P 500 down a little bit, but again, it's not huge selling pressure. Still has the potential to move higher. It's still there, and we're still above a lot of support. And the Nasdaq's the same thing. Support going across, small little down days today. Still can go higher if it wants to. KRE down a little bit. This is a bearish engulfing. We could see further downside in KRE. Maybe that means higher yields. The higher yields is impacting the regional banks in a negative way. Emerging markets just moving sideways. It's been doing this for a pretty long time now. Ever since about July of 22, we've moved sideways. XHB, small little bloody nose today. Well, that's on the weekly. Yeah, still a small little day today. Still looks good to go higher. Momentum's to the upside. Everything is intact, and it still looks really good. Moo is fantastic, guys. Yes, we were down today. It's a small down day. But this, to me, looks like we've done a retest of the big breakout. So breakout, retest. And we are breaking the falling wedge that we are in to the upside. So it looks really good. Iron ore, it's working its way sideways. Not a huge bounce here, guys. This could turn over and roll over on us. Very well could. This has a lot of momentum coming down. I know the inventory's filled up quite quickly over in China. This could very well roll over. So be careful there. We've got nickel down a little bit, but again, I think this is going to be in the bottoming formation here. It's going to work its way like this and then move its way on up. We've got aluminum up 0.9, looking fantastic. I think aluminum looks great to move on higher. Let's hope the momentum can keep going. The monthly, we've got a bunch of bullish engulfings here, guys. This looks pretty solid here. There's 3 of them. Aluminum's going higher, baby. That's what I think. Baltic Dry Index pulling back a little bit, probably with iron ore. Looks like we could get a little bit of a selling pressure move to the downside with this bearish engulfing on the weekly here. So look for maybe a little bit of downside short-term pricing pressure. Newcastle coal up 1.35. This is definitely a bottom to me. I think it's going to move with natural gas. Natural gas, we might be down for a little bit longer, maybe a few more months, 6 months at most, something like that. I mean, it'd be really drawn out if it was like a year, but I think we'll be down for probably this spring, something like that. and maybe work our way on up over the summer. Bitcoin ripping it today, actually looking quite solid. Big 7% up day, and it does look like that momentum has shifted to the upside from this little pullback. So it looks good. It looks solid today. Ethereum also looking quite solid with a 5% up day. Breaking the downtrend line, it looks good and solid. And then SMCI, it is up today, but this thing is looking kind of nasty here. Maybe it's a head, shoulder. I don't know. It's early to call that. But we do have big selling pressure candlesticks showing up here that we didn't have anywhere before. So I think this is probably going to be this. I'll leave this in here and we'll see if that actually plays out. NVIDIA, slightly higher today, but we still have this ugly looking bearish engulfing red candlestick there, that big boy. And then the buying pressure hasn't really been that great to nullify this. So what I think is going to occur is we're going to go sideways. We'll do some this and that, create some pattern probably, and then head lower eventually. But it could go sideways for a while. And that's what I've got for today, guys. So give me a thumb up for the content. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the website if you guys would like. And that's all I've got for today. So have a good day. We'll catch you later. This is Finding Value.